The theater lights were low, and the room felt calm, like a deep breath before a long story. The stage stood quiet, wide and empty, waiting. Soft blue light moved slowly across the floor, and the audience settled into their seats. Some people whispered, others sat still, holding cups of coffee, not knowing what they were about to hear. The judges sat at their table, relaxed but alert. Simon Cowell leaned back, hands together. Howie Mandel smiled gently. Heidi Klum and Sofia Vergara looked toward the stage with patient curiosity. From behind the curtain, a small boy waited. His shoes were worn, the soles thin. His shirt was clean but old, pressed carefully by hands that cared. He stood straight, even though his knees felt weak. He had never been on a stage like this before. The air felt heavy, filled with lights, cameras, and quiet expectations. He closed his eyes for a moment and listened to his own breathing. Slow in, slow out. The boy came from a place where mornings began early and nights came with tired bones. His home was small, built from wood that had seen many rainy seasons. Outside, the street was often loud, filled with passing tricycles and voices calling out prices at the market. Inside, life was simple. There was not much, but there was love, and there was music. Music filled the room when words were not enough. The song, Anak, was always there. It played from an old radio with a loose antenna. The sound was sometimes fuzzy, but the feeling was clear. The song told a story of parents and children, of mistakes, of love that waits even when it hurts. The boy learned the words before he fully understood them. He sang them softly while helping with chores. He sang them quietly when the day felt heavy. His father worked long hours. His mother carried quiet worries behind her smile. They did not talk much about dreams, because dreams felt expensive. Still, when the boy sang, the room felt lighter. His parents would pause, just for a moment, and listen. In those moments, they believed he might have a path different from theirs. The talent show felt like a door that had opened without warning. Someone from the community had seen him sing at a small gathering and suggested he try. The idea felt too big at first. But the song, Anak, stayed in his heart, steady and strong. It felt like the right song, the honest song. Now, standing behind the curtain, the boy heard his name called. His heart beat faster, but his feet moved forward. The curtain opened, and the light touched his face. The audience became a soft blur. He walked to the center of the stage and stopped. He looked small against the wide space, but he did not shrink. Simon Cowell leaned forward slightly. "Hello," he said, his voice calm. The boy answered politely. His voice was quiet, but clear. He explained where he was from and what he would sing. He did not tell his whole story. He did not need to. His eyes already carried it. "What will you sing for us today?" Howie Mandel asked kindly. "Anak," the boy said. By Freddie Aguilar. There was a gentle shift in the room. The judges nodded. Some in the audience recognized the song. Others did not, but they felt something change. The music began, slow and simple. The boy took a breath. The first note came out soft, almost careful. It floated into the room like a memory. His voice was not loud, but it was steady. Each word landed with meaning. He sang as if he were speaking to someone he loved, someone he missed, someone he hoped would listen. As the song continued, his voice grew stronger. Not forced, not rushed. Just honest. The story of the song unfolded slowly. Parents waiting, children leaving, regret arriving too late. The boy's eyes glistened, but he did not stop. He stood still, letting the song do the moving. In the audience, people leaned forward. Some closed their eyes. The room felt smaller now, more personal. The boy's voice filled the space between the seats, between the hearts. Simon Cowell's expression changed. He was no longer relaxed. He listened closely, his face serious, his eyes focused. Heidi Klum placed a hand over her chest. Sofia Vergara blinked, then smiled softly through emotion. Howie Mandel sat very still, his usual energy quieted by the moment. The boy reached the chorus. His voice carried pain and love together, balanced carefully. It did not sound like a performance. It sounded like truth. Each note felt lived in, like he had walked those words many times before. There was a gentle twist in the air, a feeling that something more was happening. Not just a boy singing a song, but a story meeting its source. Sitting quietly in the audience was a man with silver hair and thoughtful eyes. Freddie Aguilar had come without fanfare, without telling many people. He wanted to listen, not to be seen. As the boy sang, Freddie felt the song return to him in a new way. He remembered writing it. He remembered the feelings that shaped it. Hearing it now, from this young voice, from a life so different yet so similar, brought a quiet ache. His eyes filled, and he did not hide it. The song moved toward its end. The boy's voice softened again, like a candle burning low. He sang the final lines with care, holding each word gently before letting it go. The last note faded into silence. For a moment, no one moved. Then the room breathed out together. Applause rose slowly, then stronger, filling the theater. People stood. Some wiped their eyes. The boy stood still, unsure what to do. He bowed his head slightly, overwhelmed by the sound. Simon Cowell spoke first. His voice was steady, but emotional. He talked about honesty, about how rare it is to hear someone sing with such pure feeling. He did not talk about technique. He talked about heart. Howie Mandel nodded and spoke about how the performance made him think of his own family. Heidi Klum praised the boy's courage. Sofia Vergara smiled and said the song crossed language and culture, reaching everyone. Then something unexpected happened. Simon Cowell looked toward the audience. "There is someone here tonight," he said slowly, "who knows this song better than anyone." The lights shifted gently. Freddie Aguilar stood. The audience gasped, then applauded again, louder this time. The boy's eyes widened. He did not fully understand what was happening, but he felt something important. Freddie walked toward the stage, each step measured. When he reached the boy, he placed a hand on his shoulder. He did not speak at first. He just looked at him, with pride and emotion. "You sang my song," Freddie said softly, "like it was your own story." The boy nodded, tears finally falling. He had no words. He did not need them. The judges watched quietly as this moment unfolded. It was not planned. It was not dramatic in a loud way. It was gentle, real, and full. Simon Cowell cleared his throat. "This," he said, "is why this show exists." The votes came easily after that. The decision felt natural, almost obvious. The boy moved forward in the competition, but that felt secondary. What mattered was what had already happened. Later, backstage, the boy sat quietly, holding a bottle of water. His parents were with him now, their faces shining with pride and disbelief. Freddie Aguilar spoke with them kindly, offering encouragement, not promises. Just belief. The boy listened, absorbing everything slowly. The night felt unreal, like a dream he did not want to wake from. But even in the excitement, he felt calm. He had sung his truth. That was enough. When he returned home days later, life was still simple. The house was the same. The street was still loud. But something inside had changed. The song, Anak, played again on the old radio, and the boy sang along, softer now, deeper. He understood the words more fully. He understood love that waits. He understood how voices can carry stories across time and space. He understood that being heard does not always mean being loud. The talent show would continue. There would be more songs, more stages, more nerves. But this moment would stay with him. A moment where a poor Filipino boy sang a song written long before he was born, and the world listened. And somewhere between the first note and the last, a quiet bridge was built. Between past and present, between parent and child, between a song and a new voice carrying it forward, carefully, honestly, and with hope.